Hi, I'm Derek Mountfield and you're watching Toffee TV.
Gaz Jones EFC has a question, funnily enough, directed towards actually Baz, to be fair, but we'll give it to you.
Thanks.
Because you're here.
I'm back off my suspension.
In fact, and you know what? No, we'll do it. We'll have to, who would Baz like to see appointed as Everton manager if Martinez?
Baz would like to see Baz appointed as Everton manager.
Who would you like to see if Martinez deservedly gets the push, as is quoted here? Who would you like to see appointed as the Everton
I'd like
manager?
to see Emery appointed from Seville.
Unai.
I think he has got the pedigree, and he's not quite in the upper levels of the people that you'd want. I mean, it'd be lovely to have go after a Mourinho or someone like that.
Would you reappoint Moyes?
No, why bother?
Would you?
Why bother going back in time? He's someone who's won
Maybe you need to save your family from destruction. It's been the basis of a hit Hollywood movie. I'm just saying.
Exactly.
The theatrical days are behind.
I think so. He's won a couple of Europa Leagues. He's managed a club sort of very similar to Everton for the last few years, and he's the kind of man that I would like to see. He's a winner. Yeah. That's what I'd like to see at Everton. I know you hear a lot of shouts of people like Eddie Howe and people like that, and it's like, no. If Everton are what Everton want to be, and if Everton are really getting all this money, which, I don't know yet, but if it really is going to happen, then go out and get the best.
Yeah.
Rafa Benitez? He wants to stay on Merseyside.
To be honest, right, I mean, I'm quite conflicted about Rafa Benitez. He probably would be able to deliver, but he'd already have to win over fans, and I think that's a big barrier to get over.
Yeah. It's like, to be fair, like if Rafa was to come back to Liverpool, he'd still have to win over. Bless you. Sorry, mate. You still have to win over a percentage of the Liverpool fan base. He's a guy who won the European Cup.
His face loves Liverpool, and you just couldn't have that at any club.
But would you just do what Chelsea did and have horrific, cringeworthy, handmade signs and marker and iPads to display your disgust?
I don't think.
No,
I don't think iPads are committed.
I think the Emery one's a great shout because he's that. Prior to Liverpool getting Klopp, it's kind of like when we got Benitez. It's a guy who will probably be looking to challenge himself in the Premier League. As you say, having the 2 Europa Leagues or whatever on your CV makes you think, this guy, if nothing else, if he gets us into that competition, he's got us within a chance of getting some Euro.
And also, if you're looking at someone like who's almost like an up-and-coming manager, I'd want to look at someone like De Boer. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't want someone like Eddie Howe. You're just thinking, no.
Stop experimenting.
You've done nothing. You've done nothing.
What about Gary Monk? Would you take Gary Monk?
No. What's he done? Why would you want Gary Monk? He's a failure.
He took Bill at Swansea. I think he was unfairly sacked.
How can you say he did anything at Swansea? He's a failure. He's done nothing.
Because he was sacked? He was a failure.
Yeah. I think that's a pretty good barometer of failure as a football manager.
All right, Brendan Rodgers, was he a failure?
Ultimately, he failed to win the league, yes.
Oh, come on. You can't say he's a failure just because he was sacked. Mourinho was sacked. Is he a failure?
Absolutely. Ultimately a failure.
So he should never get another job.
It depends, because look, Mourinho's a slightly weird one because we know he's got these shortened cycles, but he wanted to be there long term. He's not there long term, therefore he's failed.
I want a manager who's won things, who's got experience of winning things, and brings that winning attitude into a club and says, this is what I've got, that's what I expect you to do. Roberto Martinez, when he come in, there was all wall space, and he put all these pictures up of things Everton had won, and he left one blank at the end. He said, we're going to fill that. Well, he hasn't. So go, please.
He's just put his pledge and his feather duster on there.
Put his pledge of, I'm going to get you in the Champions League. Well, you haven't, and you've had 3 years, and Leicester are probably going to win the league. So goodbye.
I feel like you're using this as a bit of a soapbox here, mate.
Why else would I be?
Absolutely. Right, okay, thanks very much for your question. Again, if you're watching, do let us know who you think Everton should appoint if Martinez deservedly gets the push as Gaz, and thanks very much to Gaz for the question.
I'm Roberto Martinez.